What happens when one of the most skilled players in the NBA finally takes care of the one thing that's been holding him back? What happens when a superstar stops ignoring the criticism and instead uses it as fuel? When Luka Doncic got traded from the Dallas Mavericks, it wasn't because he couldn't hoop. It was because people believed his body couldn't keep up with his talent. Well, that might have just been the biggest mistake the Mavericks ever made, because Luka took it personally, and the version of him that's coming into this season, it could break the entire league. Back in February 2025, the NBA world stood still. Luka Doncic, an all-NBA first-team mainstay, a generational European talent, and the entire identity of the Dallas Mavericks was gone. Shipped off to the Los Angeles Lakers in a trade that felt more like a betrayal than a business decision, and it came out of nowhere. No farewell tour, no warning, just boom, done, gone. This wasn't a role player or a declining star past his prime. Luka had averaged 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 7.7 assists. He had already taken two different Mavs rosters to the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. He was the Dallas Mavericks. So, why did they let him go? Behind closed doors, the whispers weren't about his passing, his defense, or his shot selection. The concern was deeper, his conditioning. Luka's physical state had always been a subplot throughout his career. From as early as 2020, he admitted himself that he wasn't in shape. By 2021, TV analysts were pointing out his weight during games. By 2023, the front office in Dallas had enough and started pushing him to drop his playing weight. Still, Luka performed. His numbers were elite, but the eye test told a different story. He'd often come into training camp out of shape. There were stretches during the season where his weight would reportedly balloon into the 260s, nearly 40 pounds above his ideal playing weight, and the injuries started to pile up. During the 2023 to 2024 NBA Finals run, Luka was getting injections before games, limping off the court, and wrapping nearly every joint on his body. Then came Christmas Day 2024, a left calf strain. Luka missed 19 games. It was his longest injury absence ever. That's when things spiraled. The Mavericks had seen enough. Despite his greatness, they no longer trusted that his body would hold up. And just weeks later, they sent him to Los Angeles. Luka wasn't just traded, he was rejected. This was the city he'd grown up in, the franchise he'd carried, and the message from Dallas was clear. We love your talent, but we don't trust your body anymore. It wasn't just the injury. Rumors swirled about his lifestyle. Hookah lounges, beer, fast food, and a lack of discipline off the court. For a 25-year-old, those habits add up fast, especially when you're logging heavy minutes and carrying your team on both ends. When he landed in LA, Luka looked different. Not in a good way. He was heavier, slower, and although he still put up big numbers, something was missing. The Lakers didn't feel right. Chemistry was off. His effort on defense slipped, and in the playoffs, they got exposed. The Minnesota Timberwolves, a younger, faster, more athletic team, ran the Lakers off the court. Luka had no answers. His fatigue was visible. His defense was a liability, and for the first time, his skill couldn't save him. He was no longer untouchable. He was vulnerable. Here's the part that changes everything. Instead of taking a vacation, Luka got to work. No clubbing, no excuses, just sweat, pain, and silence. According to his manager, Luka made a decision the very next day. After the Lakers were eliminated, he wasn't going to rest until he transformed his body. And this wasn't just a few crunches and smoothies. This was a complete overhaul. Luka built an entire team around him, Team Luka, composed of strength coaches, nutritionists, recovery experts, and performance trainers. Every part of his routine was restructured, from the way he trained to the way he slept to the food he ate. The goal? Build a body that could withstand an 82-game season and deep playoff run without falling apart. For the first month of the offseason, Luka didn't even touch a basketball. That wasn't a lack of focus. It was strategy. His body needed to reset. Years of wear and tear had taken their toll, and Luka needed a foundation that wouldn't collapse every April, so he rebuilt from the ground up. Photos started to leak. Luka looked different, and this time it was a good thing. Leaner, sharper, more defined. Then came the men's health cover, not just ripped, but athletic, strong, purposeful. This wasn't Photoshop, this was real work. Luka was now on a strict intermittent fasting plan. 16 hours without food, 250 grams of protein per day. No gluten, no sugar, just fuel. And then there were the workouts, twice a day, high-intensity circuits, on-court drills mixed with weight training and resistance work. He was building not just strength, but explosive strength, the kind that helps you cut, stop, and elevate. One moment he's sprinting over hurdles, the next he's back at the top of the key-draining pull-up threes. But every movement, every exercise deceleration had a purpose. The secret sauce to his game. Luka doesn't blow by defenders with speed. He stops on a dime and leaves them sliding. That step-back three, that Euro step, that footwork, all powered by control. Now he's building the legs, ankles, and core to make those moves even deadlier. Luka hasn't said a word about the trade, but he doesn't have to. This off-season transformation, it's not a coincidence. It's a statement to the front office that gave up on him, to the media that mocked his physique, to every fan that said he wasn't serious enough. Luka is still only 25 years old. The Mavericks moved on. They landed Cooper Flag and hit reset. But in the process, they lit a fire in a player who never needed extra motivation. Now, the Lakers have a different version of Luka, a player in peak physical shape, a player with something to prove, a player on a mission, not just to win, but to dominate. And that mission might leave the league in ruins. Let's not forget, last season Luka was still a top 5 player with a dad bod. And now, he's third in MVP odds behind Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got a full summer of rest and training under his belt. And for the first time, he's entering a season in shape, motivated, and surrounded by a balanced roster. That's not just dangerous, that's terrifying. So here's the question. Will Luka Doncic take over the league this season? Or is this transformation just smoke and mirrors? Let us know in the comments. And if you think Luka's about to unleash a season for the ages, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Because if this is Luka's final form, the NBA might not survive it.